the federal court. A judge found on the balance of probabilities the former Liberal staffer raped Brittany Higgins at Parliament House. Lemon has now been ordered to pay most of Ten and journalist Lisa Wilkinson's legal costs. Justice Michael Lee describing the case as one of mixed findings.
There are no real winners in this litigation. The result is best characterised as the respondents overcoming a misconceived claim in relation to a broadcast because they were able to prove at trial the substantial truth of what the contemporaneous material demonstrates that they considered to be the less substantial allegation made in the broadcast.
Lemon has until the end of the month to lodge an appeal. A wanted SA sex offender is now believed to be in southeast Queensland. 44-year-old Alan Hopkins is accused of serious sexual offences involving a child in SA in the past few weeks. He was spotted at a pharmacy in Millicent in the state's southeast on May 3rd and then in Victoria and New South Wales. Detective Superintendent Scott Fitzgerald says police in Queensland are now on high alert.
His vehicle, which is the Mazda BT50 Ute, has been recovered in Queensland. Police believe he may be in southeast Queensland and investigations are underway into his current mode of transport.
Further steps are being taken to recruit and retain more doctors in regional and rural SA. A program is being expanded, offering them the option of being employed by the SA Health Service as salaried employees. Federal Health Minister Mark Butler says it'll help make general practice more appealing.
If you're a GP in training, you'll often move between a number of different employers over the course of your training period. So you're not getting continuity of service, you're not getting things like paid parental leave. It's a real disincentive for medical graduates to take up general practice.
The AMA has welcomed the news, but the state opposition says it doesn't go far enough. Fiji Airways is stepping in to assist travellers stranded by the Air Vanuatu grounding. Air Vanuatu has entered voluntary liquidation. Fiji has increased capacity between Nadi and Port Vila and is also working on assisting non-Fiji citizens with Air Vanuatu tickets. Donald Trump has lashed out at the judge in his New York hush money case after he rejected a bid to alter his gag order. US correspondent Jonathan Kersley has more.
Stormy Daniels, the woman who received the hush money payment at the centre of this trial, went under cross-examination from Donald Trump's lawyers. They painted her as someone who wasn't truthful. Then they argued for a mistrial, claiming she had changed her story about a sexual encounter with Donald Trump in 2006. The former president also wanted the opportunity to publicly attack her testimony outside the courtroom. His lawyers argued for a change to his gag order. The judge denied both bids, and Stormy Daniels then hit out at Donald Trump, saying real men respond to testimony by being sworn in and taking the stand in court.
South Fremantle has described former player Cam McCarthy as a popular and caring person following his death. The 29-year-old played 70 AFL games across Fremantle and GWS, where he was drafted as pick number 14 in 2013. Now turning to 5AA's sport, we're getting 2 footy games tonight. The league wanted to play an extra game instead of on Mother's Day. It's Port Adelaide v Geelong. The game kicks off at 6:40 and will be live on 5AA. And then Freo hosts Sydney in Perth. Well, the Crows will trim their squad at 26 this afternoon. They face Brisbane on Sunday. Adelaide will be looking to make it 3 wins in a row. Josh Rochelle says they've tried to move on quickly after that impressive showdown win.
Under Nixie the last 4 or 5 years, we haven't had too many wins. That's 3, 4 in a row. So the big one for us was just moving on quite quickly, and still a lot of room for improvement. But we're pretty keen to play the Brizzy Lions this week.
And Super Netball players and umpires will wear purple armbands this weekend as the competition makes a stand against violence against women. Now checking 5AA traffic.
Afternoon, the roads are looking pretty good today. No great dramas. However, at Wingfield, a pelican. It's on the Salisbury Highway to the Port River Expressway entry ramp. Storm boy also been seen. Crash at Salisbury to look out for. Salisbury Highway near Bank Street. And work slowing things up today. Globe Derby Park, Port Wakefield Road near Daniel Avenue. You find cameras Military Road, Seymour Park and Port Road at Queenstown. To celebrate their 16th birthday, Anytime Fitness are offering a $200 club voucher to new members in May. Sign up online or in club. Adelaide's most accurate traffic on 5AA.
Now the 5AA forecast.
The Jayco Factory Sales Expo at Jayco Adelaide is on now, but must end this Saturday. Don't miss out.
Mostly sunny this afternoon, partly cloudy tomorrow 21, Sunday the same and 20 on Monday. Right now it's 21 degrees. Now let's check what's happening on 9 News tonight.
I'm Brenton Braglis. Tonight, the manhunt for a violent child predator. Police now say he's in Queensland and has committed more crimes. How health star ratings are misleading supermarket shoppers. We speak exclusively with Darcy Fogarty about carrying on his turnaround showdown form. And 50 Australians diagnosed with Parkinson's every day. Now, a new treatment. 9 News. Your news, nightly at 6 on 9 and on 9 Now.
Streaming live via the 5AA Player app on DAB Digital Radio and on 1395 AM. This is 5AA, always Adelaide. 5AA Afternoons with Stacey Lee.
7 minutes past 3 here on 5AA on this beautiful Friday afternoon. We are now live on the Foodland Supermarkets Facebook and YouTube live stream. And you know what that means on a Friday?
Welcome to Foodie Friday, thanks to Smeg and Parafield Airport Liquor.
Chris Jama from Jama's Kitchen. He's got a hot plate there and a pan, and I can smell some yummy things already. Chris, hello.
Hello. Good afternoon, Stace.
How are you?
I'm really good. It's a big week. This week is a big week. Not for mums, and a shout out to all the hospo mums that have to work on Sunday.
Yes.
And I cannot not mention my mum. So it's her birthday on Sunday as well.
Oh.
And it's Mother's Day. So she's born on the 12th of May.
No pressure.
And she's working for me. So, yeah, to my mum, Kathy, she comes in and helps on Mother's Day every year, and she volunteers to come in and help, even though she's retired now, because she always worked on Mother's Day.
Yeah.
So she's so used to it. And I remember we had some crazy Mother's Days, and I think I've told the story where she got angry at me because I was just being a little shit apprentice chef, and she threw a potato at me because... but she still, every year she says, oh no, I want to come and help you, because it's in her blood.
Tradition.
And obviously to my wife, Linda, who will be with the kids on her own Mother's Day, but we'll try and celebrate on Saturday night.
Good.
Yeah. So.
Have you at least given them a little breakfast recipe or something? Maybe some breakfast in bed?
I don't know. I'll have a chat with Tommy tonight.
I think you have to school them up.
She's pretty fussy.
It's Mum's Day. It's her day. You need to do some nice things for her. At least make her a tea. Take her a coffee in the morning or something.
So all the mums have to work on Sunday. There's be plenty in the hospitality
that's a nice
industry.
shout out.
A big shout out to them.
Yes.
So today it's Chardonnay month.
Chardonnay May.
And Chardonnay May, yeah, that's it. We're still celebrating from last week, the Crow supporters, so we're drinking plenty of Chardonnay.
I was wondering if you were going to make an apricot slice this week for me.
I was almost going to wear my scarf today, but I didn't do it. So I actually had a wine tasting across the road that I was supposed to go to, and as I was parking my car, I saw my rep, and I ran across the road and tried some lovely Vas Felix and Adorangi Chardonnay. That's not our wine of that. We'll get to that. No. But thank you to my Samuel Smith rep. And
extra talkative today, that's why?
Yes, that's why.
If anyone's wondering.
Sound on a buzz, yeah. But this dish is one of my favourites.
What are you cooking for us?
It's a knockoff of Nobu's miso fish.
So Nobu
is a Japanese chef, started in New York, and his partner is, what's his name? Robert De Niro.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so he partnered up with this Japanese chef called Nobu, and they started Nobu in New York. Now there's in Hawaii, Perth, Melbourne, Sydney.
Do they have them in Australia?
In Singapore, everywhere.
Because they're very well known. I'm going to admit something here. I like a bit of trash TV on my days off, and I have watched an episode of the Kardashians here or there, and the Kardashians love Nobu.
Love Nobu, yeah. So he's an amazing chef.
Don't hold it against me.
So this, actually, he is in Perth at the moment because my niece went to a dinner at the Perth restaurant, I reckon last night or the night before.
Cool.
So.
All right, so it's a miso kingfish, and it's a rip-off of Nobu's.
Yeah.
Good.
So we'll say that. I cannot claim it as my own, but I am using a local fish, the Spencer Gulf yellowtail kingfish.
Ooh.
Whereas Nobu uses a black cod or a Panagodian toothfish, which is about $100 a kilo.
Oh, okay.
So we're not going to use that one.
Fair enough.
And it actually works well.
I'll forgive you for this on this occasion.
So all you need is some miso paste, some white miso paste. So you got dark and white miso paste.
Yeah.
And they're used to make miso soup or agadashi tofu soup. So it's made from fermented soybeans. And so we want some mirin, some sake.
Oh, yeah.
So we want some good sake.
Some good sake, okay.
Some sugar. Now, his recipe doesn't have soy. I put soy in mine because I didn't want to copy his totally. And then a little bit of wine or ginger beer and some butter to finish the sauce. So I've got my frying pan heating up here. So I haven't pre-cooked this today, so we're gonna roll through this and hopefully it cooks.
Oh, hear that. Hear the sizzle. Okay, so you've been marinating the kingfish in that mixture, have you?
So yeah, it's better if it marinates overnight.
Okay.
And then that miso flavour will go into the kingfish.
I don't think I've had cooked kingfish before. I often have kingfish. On Wednesday, I was down at Tasting Australia at Town Square, and they had some kingfish sashimi there, and you often have it as sashimi as an opener at a restaurant, a starter.
Definitely. As a raw fish, kingfish is unbelievable. But to cook it is just as good. You know, we sell heaps of cooked kingfish with like a mango salsa.
Oh, yum.
Cajun kingfish. The key is not to overcook it. So you don't, and don't be afraid to eat it a little bit undercooked, medium rare. You're much better off undercooking it than overcooking it.
Yeah. Oh, smell it. Okay, jump on the Foodland Supermarkets Facebook and YouTube live stream. You can see the marinated kingfish is in the pan. It's sizzling away.
So let me talk about my garnish as well.
Oh, yeah, go on.
So, same marinade. I've done some miso eggplant. So it's just a matter you just cut the eggplant in half.
Yep.
Cut some crisscross lines through the flesh. Try not to pierce the skin. And then put the miso marinade over the eggplant and just bake that in the oven. Or cook it in a fry pan with some of the marinade and put a lid on top.
And when you say the marinade, do you mean the same mixture that you put in the kingfish or just the... Okay.
And we're going to keep adding that. Obviously, if you're vegetarian or vegan, you wouldn't use the marinade, but you could just make... You wouldn't use the marinade that you've marinated the fish in.
No.
So you would just make the miso marinade and use it alone with the eggplant.
With the eggplant,
if you didn't eat fish. Now this frying pan is wild, so just not turn that down a bit. So I'm going to sit my eggplant in there just to warm up.
Just to heat it back up? Okay.
I've got a couple of these.
But Ooh.
So...
How long will that take to cook? A couple of minutes?
Not long.
Okay.
So we can talk about the wine now if we want.
Well, we might do that in just a moment. After this, we will be talking about the wine. And I also want to ask you about cooking with miso, because it was something I tried recently and then I wanted to cook with it, but I got overwhelmed at the supermarket. So I want your tips after this.
Selected Oztrack campers come with a wireless Bluetooth reverse camera, giving you a crystal clear view of everything behind you. Tommy, I see you with those chocky bickies. Put 5 of those back, please.
Oztrack campers.
If you're after a dual cab ute, go have an old Uncle Merv at the Sangyong Muso. It's made by our mates in Korea. It's the one that's built tougher than a cat's head. The one with more toe than a Roman sandal. Up to 3.5 tonnes if you don't mind. It's the one with more bells and whistles than you can poke a sticker. And the one from under 37 grand with a 7-year warranty. So go have a squiz at Wayne Phyllis Sangyong, Beach Road, Christie's Beach. Drive long, knackers, drive long.
Ready to dive into something amazing? The all-new Lakeside Lifestyle Resort Goolwa and Ocean View Lifestyle Resort in Counter Bay are now selling. Learn more at the Display Centre at 1 Banfield Road, Goolwa North. With health-focused facilities and endless activities, your next phase of life promises to deliver your best years yet, with access to pools, gymnasiums, bowling greens and more. Visit lakesideresort.com.au or oceanviewresort.com.au.
Experience internationally acclaimed soloist Marusha live in concert. Famous for her performances with Andre Rieu, Marusha will take you on a breathtaking journey through songs that shaped her amazing career. Hits like The Long and Winding Road, The Greatest Love of All, and Somewhere. Don't miss Marusha at the Regal Theatre, 2 p.m. Saturday, May 18. Bookings through TryBooking. And at the Barossa, 2 p.m. Sunday, May 19. Bookings through Barossa Arts Centre.
Changes in your breasts can cause huge anxiety, especially if there's a history of breast cancer. If you have concerns, Calvary SA's Breast and Endocrine Service is here when you need it, with immediate appointments available. Our expert team offers quality patient care tailored to individual needs to help you through your entire journey. If you have concerns, ask your GP for a referral to Calvary SA Breast and Endocrine Service, North Adelaide and Elizabeth Vale.
Looking to build or renovate? Then talk to Rundle Blinds and Curtains to plan your window furnishings. Including your blinds and curtains in your designs means you can incorporate the latest in smart home technology and installation innovations, such as ceiling recessing and double tracking. Rundle Blinds and Curtains work closely with your builders and architect to make the process seamless for stunning results. Rundle Blinds and Curtains, Adelaide's premier window furnishings company. Book a consultation with our Kings Park team. Visit rundleblinds.com.au.
At Coles, there's great value hands down across fruit and veg this week. Like delicious Australian loose red seedless grapes. Just $4.90 a kilo. Just $4.90. Get great value hands down at Coles. Offer ends Tuesday.
5AA Afternoons with Stacey Lee.
And I wish you could smell what is going on in the studio here. Good afternoon. It's 3:17. Chris Jarmer is in the studio for Foodie Friday, and he's got the kingfish and the eggplant going in the hot pan with the miso dressing. No, not a dressing. What do you call it? Marinade?
Yeah, I would call it a marinade, but the marinade becomes the sauce. So miso can be used as a base for a lot of soups. It's great with a soup with soba noodles. It's great in your traditional miso soup that you would have as a sort of a cleanser after your sashimi or sushi. So I'm going to finish this and then we will. I'm going to add a little bit of this lovely wine that they've sent today.
You're popping a bit of the wine in there, which I must say that surprises me. It doesn't look like a cooking wine.
No, it's a very... Actually, I'm excited to talk about this wine. I used to have a lot to do with this winery. So I'm going to place a little bit of the fish on the plate. I'm going to place the eggplant as my garnish. I'm just going to remove the second piece of fish and the second garnish and set that aside. And I'll get Rowie to eat that later. All right, so now this is not in the Nobu recipe, but I add my own little touch, which is a bit of a Western style touch to this sauce, and obviously butter makes everything better. I'm going to add a little bit of butter, and we got a little bit of the wine, which I'll add a little touch more. And now I just want to see how this will make the sauce even silkier. It gives it a little bit of a glaze. In French, this is called monté au beurre. So the French finish a lot of sauces with butter.
Jump on the Foodland Supermarkets Facebook and YouTube live stream to check it out. This is cool.
Yeah, so I got to do a bit of jiggling here with my pan.
Yeah.
And a bit of movement. And then that butter will also help thicken the sauce a little bit more.
Oh yeah, you can see it's changed the thickness for sure.
We're going to nap that over the fish and over the eggplant and a little bit of a squizzle around. And then our garnishes today, I love chives, so some finely chopped chives. Now I want you to eat this like you're in a restaurant, okay?
Okay.
I'm going to give you a knife and a fork today. And it's...
What are you saying? You make me sound like an animal, like I eat with my hands.
No, normally I forget to get you cutlery. So today I'm super organised. So.
I promise I'm not a total monster. I do like my food. I do like to eat.
I'm telling myself off, to be honest. Okay, so while I talk about the wine, I'm going to...
I think we've got, I might need to get you, oh my goodness, that looks amazing.
Oh, I forgot to take the photo for the gram.
Come on, do you want to
No, you can do it today.
Oh my goodness, look at this. Look on the live stream. The way that is plated up. What's the fried?
Oh, sorry, I forgot. And my other little garnish is enoki mushrooms, which is a Japanese Asian mushroom.
Yeah.
And all I have done is soak them in a little bit of milk, dip them in flour, and then fried them till they're crispy.
And we better get the right wine, the Chardonnay.
Okay,
Do you have the Chardonnay? Can you have a look at that paper for me? Is it?
Yes. No.
No, that's
right. I know this today. Pals have given us a Henschke, which is a wonderful South Australian winery. I used to do a lot of the Barossa Gourmet weekends at Henschke when I was an apprentice. So this is one of my favourite wineries. It's the Croft 2017 Chardonnay Adelaide Hills.
They grow these vineyards in Lenswood.
Yeah, so we do grow a lot of beautiful Chardonnay in the Adelaide Hills.
Mm-hmm. And that's why it is Chardonnay May. The Chardonnay May, we'll find out a little bit more about it soon, but it's an initiative from the Adelaide Hills wine region to highlight the Chardonnay that they have in the hills and the synergy between the variety and the region and winemakers in the hills area. Pals, our friends at Parafield Airport Liquor, have over 30 different Adelaide Hills Chardonnays. They have 30 different Adelaide Hills Chardonnays, but that's not including the sparkling wines as well. So if Chardonnay is your flavour, make sure you go to pals.com.au, or better still, go out in person, because Sam and Jamie know absolutely everything about all of the varieties they have.
So this is normally $52 a bottle, because this is a premium Chardonnay, but Pals have got it on special until Sunday. So go in and get Mum a Chardonnay, and it's only $42.99. And especially if she's a Crows fan, nothing more to celebrate beating Brisbane on Sunday evening with washing down a lovely Henschke Chardonnay.
You haven't given me one. He's just sitting there drinking his own.
Sorry.
Come on.
And that's lovely. That's lovely.
Thank you.
Let me see the tasting notes here, because crafted with fruit off the Henschke vineyards at Lenswood. It's a bright, fresh, pure style of Chardonnay that showcases its Adelaide Hills origin.
It's not too sweet. That's beautiful.
And another, with Chardonnay, don't have it too cold. So I haven't chilled this one too long. If it's not too cold,
I see what you,
it brings out those buttery flavours,
it is buttery,
which goes perfect with this miso sauce.
And I haven't even tried the fish yet. I've been sitting here just talking.
So yeah, Chardonnay May is an initiative of the Adelaide Hills wine region to highlight the incredible synergy between variety, the region, and its winemakers. At Pales of 30, you already said that, didn't you?
Oh my goodness, yum.
So,
yummy.
Is it now? What's the cut? Can you cut it straight through the middle? I want to see
Like
how,
that?
because I didn't put that in the oven at all, and that took
Perfect.
Yeah,
A little bit of pink on the inside.
tiny bit of pink is perfect.
Yep.
So the Spencer Gulf Kingfish is a wonderful fish, and don't be afraid to have it raw. Don't be afraid to have it cooked.
It's beautiful.
I'm actually having that fish sent to France when I go to France next month.
That sounds so fancy. What do you mean?
No, when I cook for the swim team.
Oh, okay.
So
I thought you meant just for you.
No, not
I thought this was the way you holiday. I'm going to France and I'm getting my own fish shipped in.
No. I've spoken to the Clean Seas Kingfish people, and they actually.
Wow, Chris Jarman's such a diva. He's flying his own fish in.
I wish, yeah.
The French don't do fish well enough, clearly.
In my private jet, not.
Oh, okay. Now I'm going to try the eggplant.
Yeah. Good. Yeah, so even if I was
How did you cook the eggplant, please?
Just, you start it in the fry pan with a bit of colour, turn it over, put the miso sauce on top, and bake it in the oven till it's soft. It's so simple.
Because it's like the skin is a bit crispy,
Yeah.
and then the inside is nice and soft.
And if you don't want the skin, because some people don't eat the eggplant skin, you can just scrape out the flesh like it was an avocado.
Do you eat the eggplant skin?
I do. I don't mind. We've got a dish with eggplant and burrata where we cut some of the skin off, but there's definitely, and the Italians do a eggplant fritter, which is eggplants with Parmesan cheese and egg and basil, and that has the skin in it.
And now I'm trying the enoki. This is a fried enoki mushroom. It's very jump on the live stream. It's very alien-like.
Yes.
The enoki mushrooms, aren't they? Are they Japanese or are they just used in Japanese cooking?
I'm pretty sure they're Japanese, yeah.
Okay, here we go.
But the enokis are great. You just cut them and you can fry them they go crispy like chips.
Oh, yeah.
And they taste good. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. That's good.
But we grow nearly every mushroom from the world, and actually we're going into mushroom season.
Yeah.
So be careful what mushrooms you pick, because there was a.
Oh yeah, no.
I did hear the.
Unless you're a professional.
Yeah. I mean, I've got some good mates that are mushroom foragers, and even I leave it up to the experts.
Yeah. Have you ever been mushroom foraging yourself?
I think once or twice, but yeah.
Yeah.
I haven't. I prefer if someone does it for me.
Yeah, I do too. No, good warning. If you're going out foraging, please be careful and make sure you leave it to the professionals, I think is the advice.
That's right, yeah, from Nicholas Spurrier.
Yes. Oh, well, Chris, this is beautiful.
Yeah, well, cheers.
Cheers.
And to all the mums.
Yes, happy Mother's Day.
Enjoy your day. I know my mum's listening today because she sent me a text message and I said I'd make sure I give her a shout out. So
what's her name?
Kathy.
Happy Mother's Day, Kathy.
Happy Mother's Day, Kathy.
And to your lovely wife, Linda.
And to Linda, she's watching, but she doesn't want to talk.
You do enough talking for the two of you, I think.
Exactly.
Chris, thank you.
No worries. Thanks, Stacey.
Beautiful. That was Chris Jarma from Jarma's Kitchen for Foodie Friday. Thanks to Smeg and Pals. If you're building or renovating, your first choice should be visiting the Smeg showroom at Debney Distributors. Taste the difference with Smeg and, of course, with Pals, the home of all of Australia's great wines, including this beautiful Chardonnay. And we'll hear a little bit more about Chardonnay May very soon in What's On. But up next, afternoon tea with the CEO of Dilmar, Dilhan Fernando. I'm making him a tea and I'm extremely nervous about it.
It's time to travel a little deeper with Outback Spirit and Phil Hoffman Travel. Fly free and save up to $1,000 per person on select all-inclusive small group tours with Outback Spirit. Feel the Australian outback beneath your boots and see nature in all its glory from the comfort of a four-wheel drive Mercedes-Benz vehicle, staying in exclusive camps and lodges along the way. Offer ends May 17. Contact Phil Hoffman Travel. Visit pht.com.au.
Unique. Loyal, fun-loving. That's what we look for in our pals. When you're next spending time with your best friends, don't forget some of the best pals you can have. Parafield Airport Liquor Store has your everyday favourites right through to those hard-to-find products. That's what great pals do. Sam and Jamie from Parafield Airport Liquor Store know every drop on the shelf, so you can always rely on their advice. Parafield Airport Liquor Store. Pals. Next to Roulette's Tavern, Kings Road, Parafield.
Hi, I'm Taylor from the Brain and Body Fitness Studio, an exercise service with a difference. As qualified exercise physiologists, we tailor exercise programs for those living with chronic conditions, injuries or disabilities, and those wanting to age well. For just $40 per week, you could improve your health. With expert advice and supervision, in-depth assessments and exercise programs to help you achieve your health goals. Contact us today to organise a free tour. bbfs.com.au.
Our community is alive and we all deserve to enjoy it. For those who need in-home support or community access, Always Care is always there to assist with everything from shopping and appointments to outings such as movies, the beach, sport, classes or social events. If you or a loved one requires in-home, personal or nursing care or company while out and about, Always Care is NDIS approved and passionate about helping all live their life to the fullest. Find out more at alwayscare.com.au.
Southern Steel Supplies, a company forged over 40 years ago, has supported those building our great state, from DIY home projects to major commercial construction and trade. You'll find Southern Steel in buildings and backyards all over South Australia. So, if it's steel you need, we have it all, with steel processing cut to any size or shape, delivering near and far. Southern Steel Supplies, Lonsdale, Murray Bridge, Gawler and Renmark. southernsteelsupplies.com.au, the South Australian Steel Company.
If you're packing up your family to travel across the land will treat you different in a Dave Benson caravan. There's never any roadworks when you're driving Aussie made, and you'll always find a park that's nestled safely in the shade. The magpies will stop swooping, the kangaroos give way. You won't see a single mosquito at the end of each perfect day. And if the coppers pull you over, they won't wreck your plans when you tell them you bought Aussie made from Dave Benson Caravans.
This is 5AA News, always Adelaide.
Good afternoon, Mel Usher with the latest news headlines. A judge has ordered Bruce Lehrman pay a significant portion of Network 10 and Lisa Wilkinson's legal costs for his unsuccessful defamation case. A wanted SA sex offender on the run is now believed to be in southeast Queensland. The Australian Institute of Sport will get a $250 million funding boost in Tuesday's federal budget. And in sport, there are 2 footy games tonight, Port Adelaide v Geelong and Freo hosts Sydney. The 5AA forecast, mostly sunny this afternoon, partly cloudy tomorrow, 21. Right now it is 21. We'll have more news at 4 and as it happens on 5AA.
Always live. 5AA, always Adelaide. 5AA Afternoons with Stacey Lee.
And we have done the biggest studio changeover, trying to do the quickest studio changeover in 5AA history, because Chris Jama has left the studio and we've got beautiful smells of kingfish and miso and Chardonnay here in the studio, and we've gone straight from lunch straight into afternoon tea. And I am about to make a tea for the CEO of Dilmah, Dilhan Fernando, and his son Amrit Fernando. Thank you both so much for joining me.
Thrilled to be here.
Thank you. We'll sort out the headphones. I'm sorry, it's been such a quick changeover. And I know you've come straight from your Tasting Australia event, Cellar to Ceylon. Have I said that right?
Cellar to Ceylon.
Ceylon.
The early
Ceylon.
name for Sri Lanka.
And tell us what you've been doing with Tasting Australia, because I attended an event with the both of you last year in the Barossa Valley where you were talking about the similarities between growing grapes for wine and growing tea leaves in South Australia and Sri Lanka alike. And there are some similarities, aren't there?
And that's the beauty of nature. And so we explored that a little bit deeper. We had lots of guests who joined us together with Professor Sue Bastian and Chef Peter Kuruvita, who's a Dilmah brand ambassador. And we've been tasting, we've been exploring the differences or the similarities between your Chardonnays and our high elevation teas, our Ranwaters and so on. So it's been a great day so far.
Well, I hope it's about to get better, because I'm making you a tea. I have my favourite tea here with me, and if you don't mind playing a silly game with me, it's a Dilmah tea, and I'd like to make one for you and see if you can guess which one it is.
Let's do it.
But you have a kettle, and I'm told there's a very particular way we make a tea. So if you're out there listening, give us a call, 8223 0000, if you've got a question about brewing the perfect cup of tea, or put the kettle on for yourself. Make a tea. We'll tell you how to make the perfect cup of tea. All right, Dilhan, so tell me a little bit about the water you've got.
Well, the thing about water
starts with water.
Everybody talks about water being just water, but in fact, water is a combination of carbon dioxide, minerals, and lots of stuff. Depends what the Water Authority might choose to put into it as well. So it makes a big impact on your tea. So if you have, like here, you have hard water, you can end up with a very muddy and not a great tea, basically. So you need tea, or rather water, that doesn't have too much mineral in it, so particularly not calcium. So we call it TDS. Typically you see it on the side of bottled water. So here we're using an Australian spring water, which has a total dissolved solids of around 110, 115, and it's not too acidic, not too alkaline. It's a pH of around 6.5 to 7. So you're going to get a decent tea out of that.
Because when we were off air and I said, can I make you a tea? Is that okay with you? You said, sure. What water are you using? And I said, the boiling water. And then you looked at me for more information, and I went, is there more to it? I'm not sure what more to tell you, but that is what else there is to it.
Exactly. And it's an important part of it. It makes a difference between a great cup of tea and an average one.
Okay, and so is there a particular way you should boil the water?
Well, depends. If you're doing a green tea, boil your water and, we decant it a couple of times. So, you pour it from one clean container into another, once, twice, 3 times. You take 10 degrees off, because otherwise you can scald particularly if it's a delicate tea or it's a high-grown black tea. But otherwise, once the kettle goes off the boil, You give it a few seconds, just settle down. Water temperature comes to about 92, 94 degrees. And go ahead, but don't forget to stir. A lot of people forget to stir.
When you say don't forget to stir, would a dunk of the tea bag be stirring, or do you need to do a spoon and stir?
It's the same thing. So, I mean, the simple principle is you've got to make sure that the water and the tea leaves come into contact. So if you just leave the tea bag in the cup and don't agitate, of course that's not going to happen. So, okay, the water's boiling now. I'm sorry it's making a bit of a racket.
No, that's fine. That's what radio's all about. If you can hear that, it's just the water boiling. We're not taking off in a spaceship or anything.
Yeah, so make sure.
So jiggling
that
of the tea
and
bag
water-
is okay?
Yes, you can just agitate it. If it's loose leaf tea, you know, move the pot around in circular motion, whatever it is. Tea and water.
Okay, now we have two generations of the Dilmar family here. We've got Amrit in the studio with us as well. Thank you for coming in.
Thank you for having us.
I think I've got your microphone on now. Yes,
Yep,
and so you're the
there we
next
go.
generation, and I've seen you're doing a lot of online work. You're on TikTok and you're on Instagram, and you're making videos about tea and how to brew tea.
That's right, trying to engage in a different way and trying to make it more accessible, easy for everyone to engage. And just like what my father described on how to brew, the steps, the temperature, all those crucial elements to brewing the perfect cup of tea, I just share it in one shot online. Yeah.
And look, you've even got your father trained. He's filming you right now for your social media.
I know, there we go. We've
How
got
good
behind
is
the
that?
scenes already. Yeah.
And is that something that you really wanted to be involved in? Because Dilmar is a family business. It started with your father, Dilhan, and so was that something, Amrit, that you always knew you wanted to do? You wanted to get into the family business?
Of course, yeah. And for actually, when I started, I was just trying to figure out how I can get involved, and it was a battle on how to figure out, how can I bring in my element, and that was one way. Social media, Instagram, and TikTok was one element to it.
And are you getting much engagement from the next generation on tea?
Yeah, I got a bunch of people coming to me and saying like, oh, now I'm starting to drink more tea, coffee's going out of the way, I want to become healthier. That sort of mentality is coming.
There's a reason for that, and that's because he dabbles a lot in tea mixology. And
Okay,
that means
that's
tea
that's
and
after
spirits.
hours.
Okay.
I did notice that. I was about to say, you do a few hard iced teas as well. You make
That's
some
after hours.
tea
That's
cocktails.
after, yeah.
Oh, have you brought out a cocktail? No.
Not a cocktail,
Oh.
no. This is actually something we got from the University of Adelaide.
Oh, can I see it?
Yeah.
We'll be bringing out a tea-inspired gin that's going to be called Colombo No. 9, and that's launching in Singapore, but soon in Australia.
What is the Weight? That's the Weight 100 whiskey.
Yes,
Yeah, the
yes,
single
yeah.
malt whiskey.
We were there
Beautiful.
this afternoon, so...
There's something happening there. I'm not sure what that audio is. Maybe it's just us that can hear it, hopefully. Yep. It is 22 minutes to 4 here on 5AA. I've got Dilhan Fernando and Amrit Fernando here from Dilmar Tea. So the kettle's boiled, Dilhan. That's a good sign.
Dum 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 dum.
Are we ready? Should I bring my pot over?
The water's ready.
Is the pot over there? Did I bring the pot over?
No, we can't see a pot.
I can't find the pot.
There's a...
Oh, the pot's right here. Sorry. So I've taken the label off this tea.
Okay.
Because I would like you. Do you mind doing the honours? Pouring the water into the teapot.
Okay.
Would you like me to? Because I know the length of steeping time varies.
Oh, I'll start the timer.
Does it? It does vary for different types. This one is recommended between 3 and 5 minutes.
Okay, do you have a lid?
Yes, I do.
Wonderful.
And that's something that I like. With your tea bags, always have a time on them to tell you how long is the perfect amount
That's
of
right,
steeping
yeah.
time, and it does change, doesn't
Yeah,
it?
so black tea is 3 to 5 minutes, depending on the intensity.
Mhm.
If you're adding a little bit of milk, you'd brew it for about 5 minutes.
Mhm.
Green teas typically go for about 2.5 minutes. Yeah.
And do you like milk in your tea?
Once a week on a Saturday when you really need to chill, milk, orange peel, cinnamon, cardamom, clove,
yum.
and that brew that all together, and it's fantastic. Put your feet up and relax and let all the woes of the week pass by. But I can pretty much guess what your tea is right now.
Do you know? You haven't even had a taste.
Well, yeah, you know,
Okay.
we that's what we do. We taste 10,000 teas each week at Dilmah, and that's our job. So we don't sit in offices and do nothing. My son and I, we taste constantly. So we'd better know our stuff, otherwise we'd be out of a job.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, do you want to give it a go? Tell me which tea it is.
I'm guessing you've got rose and vanilla from the 85 Reserve. Or from the exceptional.
What's the color?
It's one of those.
Okay, it's the rose and vanilla.
Yep. It's from the exceptional. It's rose with French vanilla.
Yes, that's. It's an easy one.
I
Because
mean-
you get that from the aroma while it's brewing, so you don't really need to taste it.
Yeah. But is it your favorite? No. What's your favorite?
You should never have a favorite tea. You should
Ooh.
have a tea for morning. So on rainy mornings, I need a strong, powerful tea. So I go for a breakfast tea.
Mhm.
But sometimes if I'm up in the, working on the tea plantations, you're up at 5:36. I go for an Earl Grey or an extra strong tea.
Mhm.
And the thing about extra strong is you've got to brew it for 5 minutes. You've got to make sure you brew it. You've got to make sure you stir it, and you get lots of power out of it. And, on midday, come lunchtime, depends. You've had a salad for lunch. You don't want a very strong tea. You want something light. So then I go for a Dilmah green tea or maybe a high elevation tea, an afternoon tea or so on. Afternoon, again, depends how your day is going. If you're not in a very good mood, then, you need something like a chai, a spicy tea to pick you up. Evening, something soft. And in fact, that's something that we did with Professor Sue Bastian at University of Adelaide. We explored the emotional impact of different teas and wines.
Mhm.
And it was incredible to see how people associated a specific taste, like a citrus floral tea with better mood. And tea has this ability to enhance your mood because it has an element called L-theanine, which is, of course, science. Check it up on PubMed online, and you'll get something on it. Son, okay, my son's indicating that it's 3 minutes.
3 minutes, okay.
Okay, so the tea's ready.
I will. I've got a
So you've
cup
got
and
to
saucer here.
make sure it's a nice, because this is a high elevation tea, so you've got to make sure it's a nice amber color. And here we are in your beautiful butterfly-inspired crockery.
One of these, if you need.
Oh, look at that. There we are. And that's yours.
Thank you.
Thank you. And we'll be very civilized to have it with a macaron. So there you are. There are your
I couldn't
macarons.
say. These are from Chris Jarma, our chef that was in earlier, Jarma's Kitchen. So he brought in some sweets.
Fantastic.
Reed, I'm sorry, I only have 2 cups.
That's all right.
I feel
I'm getting the aroma
terribly,
here. And
I
I'm
feel
enjoying
terribly
myself.
rude.
Wonderful. So, with that, I just say cheers.
Cheers. Ooh.
Not a bad job.
Rose and French vanilla from the Exceptional range. It's my favourite. Do you know I have to buy it online because there aren't any supermarkets near me that sell it?
Well, it's now out as the 85 Reserve, and it's in independent stores. But what you can do with this is make it into a concentrate. Extract it and reduce it, and it makes the most amazing panna cotta, which is also quite healthy.
Yum. I stupidly just took a bite of a macaroon, and when I'm on radio, I forgot that I have to talk for the job that I do. I wanted to ask you about your connection with Adelaide, Dilhan, because as I said, you were here last year, and I met you at the event in the Barossa Valley. And you do seem to come back regularly.
You always go to places you like, and Adelaide is one of those cities where our travels take us around the world. Dilmah was born in Australia in 1985, but we now offer our product in 108 countries. But yet here in Adelaide, you have something very special. You have family business with a strong commitment to quality. You've got people like the Drake family, and it's not a supermarket. It's Roger and his family, Wendy, JP, and so on. You've got the Romeos, you've got the Chapleys, you've got people who are connected with their consumer in a way that is unprecedented, which means they are connected to them by respecting them through the produce. So when they talk to us, the conversation is always about quality, whereas typically, you end up in some places you get hammered, saying, look, I want this kind of margin, this is the price I want, and so on. But here I find a very different spirit, and that's the spirit that I love. And of course, coming from the university and seeing the respect for produce, seeing the respect for farmers, this is what we do. We are not businessmen in the conventional sense that we fly around doing fantastic things. It starts with the soil, and for a tea maker, respecting the soil, respecting the customer, the consumer, that is paramount. And of course respecting tea, so no compromise. And that's what I see here. We visited University of Adelaide, and we saw the wine making facility, and to understand how the contribution that university makes to nurturing generations of winemakers and nurturing family business, that's inspiring.
Yeah. Well, I think the inspiration is reciprocated there, because I know when you do come to Adelaide, the winemakers just enjoy hearing from you as much as you enjoy hearing from them, because of those similarities that we've discussed. I really appreciate you coming in today. Thank you very much. I know it's a busy week while you're in Adelaide, so I appreciate you coming in. Thank you.
It's been a joy.
And
Have
thank you
a
for
wonderful
the tea.
weekend, and thank you for the tea.
Cheers. Do try it.
Do try it.
Dilhan and Amrit Fernando from Dilmar there. After this, telling you what's on in Adelaide this weekend. If you don't have plans yet for Mother's Day on Sunday, I've got a couple of ideas for you.
5AA is inviting you into the studio every afternoon. Head to the 5AA live stream. Thanks to Foodland. With more stores close to home and everyday low prices, great food lives at Foodland. The mighty South Aussies.
You want to shut out the wind and rain in winter, or the sun, flies and mozzies in summer, but you don't want to sacrifice your view? Then you need Phantom Screens. For protection from sun, wind and rain all year round, Phantom's SA-made outdoor motorised blinds can span up to 12 metres wide. They offer effortless automation, a blind that's there 1 minute and gone the next. From the hills to the coast and everywhere in between, choose Phantom Screens. Get inspired online at phantomscreens.com.au.
Treat your family and friends to something a little fancy from FIVEAA, your family liquor stores. Autumn brings some stunning colours and amazing SA-made wine varieties like smooth and fruity Pinot Noir, Tempranillo and Grenache. We have exciting new vodkas and gins and lovely liqueurs to mix with if you prefer a Negroni, Gimlet or Espresso Martini. And beer aficionados can always browse our craft beers, including hazy pales. FIVEAA, your local independent SA family liquor store for over 45 years.
Don't get Mama Green Goat.
Get her Blue Sheep.
Blue Sheep Ugg Boots. True blue Adelaide-made sheepskin Ugg Boots. And with Blue Sheep's Mother's Day special, you can get a $30 in-store voucher with every Blue Sheep Ugg Boot purchase. Offer available until Mother's Day at Slatters Outlet Stores, Churchill Centre and Crittenden Road, Findon. Or Ward's Shoes on the Parade, Norwood and Gillies Plains Shopping Centre. So don't get Mama Red Rabbit.
Get her Blue Sheep.
At Slatters Outlet Stores or Ward's Shoes.
The Audi end of financial year event is on now. For a limited time only, receive reductions equal to the amount of GST on the manufacturer's recommended list price across a wide range of Audi models at your preferred Audi dealer. T's and C's apply.
At Coles, there's great value hands down across fruit and veg this week. Like delicious Australian loose red seedless grapes. Just $4.90 a kilo. Just $4.90. Get great value hands down at Coles. Offer ends Tuesday.
Handmade from Australian pork has to meet Australia's strict quality controls and standards. And while that means us farmers have to jump through hoops, I reckon the taste's worth it. So for true Australian quality ham, just pick a pack with a pink pork logo.
IKEA's new lower prices on hundreds of products means you can make more life happen for less. Like more outfits to go in the Pax White wardrobe for the new lower price of $875. Make it happen for less at ikea.com.au.
Get the outdoor living that you want at Garden Grove. Entertaining in the garden? Come and explore the range of new and beautiful outdoor furniture, water features, garden pots and giftware. It's everything you want. Garden Grove, Golden Grove Road, Golden Grove.
Garden Grove, that's the garden. Garden Grove, that's the garden. Garden Grove, the garden that I
Phone
want.
8251 1111 for delivery to all areas. Open 7 days.
5AA Afternoons with Stacey Lee.
10 minutes to 4 here on 5AA. If you don't have plans for the weekend, listen up because we've got some things for you to do. Chamber Music Adelaide has a Perspectives event on this weekend, tonight and tomorrow. Elizabeth McCall is from Chamber Music Adelaide and joins you now. Good afternoon, Elizabeth.
Hello, great to chat with you.
Thanks for your time.
It's a pleasure. I'm very excited about this weekend's concerts. It's been so fun listening to the rehearsals and the incredible music that's just echoing through the town hall.
Okay, so tell us, Perspectives, it's a concert series. What's it about?
We have commissioned 4 new pieces of music from South Australian composers, and it's all about people telling their stories of being South Australian or their perspectives on life. There's some really interesting thoughts around life and kind of existentialist questions as well. And it's all been written for amazing South Australian musicians who are just incredible. There's a Baroque quartet performing with Nathan May, who's a beautiful Arabana singer-songwriter, and they've looked at how to translate some of Nathan's songs into chamber music for string quartet. And there's some gorgeous classical singers who are playing in interesting lineups. Like one gets to play the crash cymbal while she's singing, and there's a pianist who uses mallets inside the piano as well, which we did get permission for.
I was going to say, that sounds a bit dangerous.
I know. And it's like chamber music meets experimentation.
And what I like about this, it's not just come along and sit down and watch a concert. You've got pre-concert talks happening before both of the events, and today you've had secondary school students coming in for open rehearsals as well.
Yeah, that was really lovely. We had students come in from 3 schools and they had a chat with Julian Ferretto, one of the composers, and then went into the auditorium and watched the quartet rehearse with Nathan. And there's just so much you learn through watching that process and being able to ask musicians about how they kind of negotiate that conversation when you're from different musical genres.
Oh, well, it sounds like a great time, Elizabeth. Thank you so much.
Well, thanks for having me, and I hope to see some of your listeners there tonight.
Thank you. That's Elizabeth McCall from Chamber Music Adelaide. As I say, the Perspectives concert series starts tonight. It's also on tomorrow at Adelaide Town Hall. Go to Chamber Music Adelaide for details on tickets. It's also the final weekend for Tasting Australia. There's a few things happening, and Banjo Harris Plain is the drinks curator for Tasting Australia. He joins you now. Hello, Banjo.
Hello, Stacey Lee. Thanks so much for having me.
Thank you for your time. I saw this event online and it sounds very dangerous. The A to Z of wine. You have one for every letter of the alphabet, is that right?
That's the brief. So we took the alphabet as inspiration, and you know there's a world of great varieties out there. You know, most of us know Shiraz, Pinot Noir, Riesling and Chardonnay, and look, that's 4 letters already, but we delved a little bit deeper and found a different drink, each of which starts with a different letter of the alphabet. So the event showcases 26 different drinks, and you can try every single one of them. The event goes for 90 minutes. It's really relaxed, just a kind of casual walk-around tasting. There'll be people there who have either produced the drink or are responsible for importing it into South Australia, or in some cases they're part of the family that have made it. So you can learn all about it. You can taste it. You can talk to the people whose hands have created it, and it's going to be fun and educational at the same time, I think.
Yeah, what a cool experience! And at the end of it, you can have 26 wines. It's beautiful.
Just little tastes.
Just a little taste. Yeah,
responsible drinking.
Responsible tasting.
Exactly.
Well, have fun, Banjo. Enjoy the final weekend.
Thanks so much. We'll see you there.
See ya. It's Banjo Harris Plain, drinks curator for Tasting Australia, A to Z of wine. The Grape a Bit is on tomorrow at 8:30 p.m. at the University of Adelaide. Tickets are $100. Get them online. Also, we were talking about it earlier. It's Chardonnay May. Let's find out what's happening for Chardonnay May. Alex Trescothick is from the Adelaide Hills wine region, the president. Good afternoon, Alex.
Good afternoon, Stacey. Thanks for having me.
Oh my goodness, Chardonnay May is kicking off and it just sounds like it's going to be a month of fun in the Adelaide Hills.
100%. So we're obviously celebrating everything that we love about Chardonnay in the Adelaide Hills, and we've got 30 events over 22 different wineries, so over the whole month of May. So lots of tastings, masterclasses, Chardonnay-focused lunches and dinners. So if you like Chardonnay, get to the hills.
Yeah, well, I'm drinking one of them now. We had it with Chris Jarma earlier. Beautiful. We thought we'd celebrate Chardonnay May a bit early. And as you mentioned, 33 events I saw online. I had a quick look. Bogan Bingo, masterclasses, wine flights, lunches, dinners. You're doing it all.
Yeah, there's something for everyone. There's definitely a range of events, which I think, it's a bit like our Chardonnay in Adelaide Hills. We make a lot of amazing Chardonnay in the hills. So I think there's a Chardonnay for everyone, and there's an event for everyone. So, if you've got time to get up for dinner, definitely. And if not, there's, as I said, the cellar doors have got tastings and little masterclasses on which are a bit more relaxed. So, yeah, it's an exciting time of the year in the hills.
Yeah, sounds like it's going to be a lot of fun. Alex, thanks for your time. That's Chardonnay May in the Adelaide Hills for the month of May. It's almost time for me to get out of here. That means it's almost time for the sports show. Stephen Rose here. Hello. You enjoying having a little tea there as well? How good's the tea?
You've had a massive afternoon. Whenever Chris Chalmers in here,
I know.
Kingfish, lovely.
Wasn't it
beautiful? But I've got some beautiful china here with Dilmar tea.
I know.
As I'm coming in, the Dilmar family were working out 3 generations. This is
Isn't it
elite,
beautiful?
this tea.
Yeah.
What a lovely gentleman
I
and
know.
his son.
I know.
Oh,
And
how'd you get them on? What are they here for, Tasting Australia?
They were
or-
here for Tasting Australia, and they're hosting a high tea on the weekend for Mother's Day. And I just thought I have to talk to the CEO of Dilmar Tea while he's in Adelaide, and his son Amrit. It's so nice to see that
Fantastic.
generational
It is.
family business, isn't it?
Lovely family. They make the best tea in the world. Port v Geelong tonight in Geelong, one of the toughest road trips in the AFL. Port have a few injuries. It's Hawkins' 355th equaling record game. So there's a bit there on the end of it. They'll need to win it. It's not the end of the world if they don't, but we'll be live and local on 5AA. Crows Lions Mother's Day 3:30. Crows best for 4 quarters wins. I said they can't lose. We'll speak to Treaders, Chris Davies from Geelong, and your calls. And the cool topic today, because I remembered it this time, you know, we're going to debate. I had a brain, whatever it's called.
Don't worry about it.
The cool topic today is as simple as this. If you fake for a free kick, should you get a fine? Players now are leading for their head. When you get tackled, you flop like a dead doll and you let your head hit the ground and that's a rough tackle, free kick. I think they should be fined. It's dangerous. It's creeping in. It's called staging. I think the coaches should clamp them down and players should man the hell up.
Okay, it's going to be fun.
See you, Stacey.
Rowie and Timmy G, on with you after 4. Thank you so much for all of your calls and texts this week. I am going to give the $100 Uggs to You voucher to Shandell in Salisbury Plains. She rang earlier and told me her favourite flower is a peony, and I've got a Wallace gift voucher, a Wallace family pass for Wallace Cinemas. I'm going to give that to Steve in Gawler. So congratulations, Shandell. You've won a $100 Uggs to You voucher. Make sure you support local this Mother's Day. Grab a pair of Uggs from Uggs to You. They're at 235 Frederick Street, Seaton. And Steve in Gawler, I hope you can get to Wallace Cinemas, Mitcham, Mount Barker, Piccadilly, Noarlunga. Sessions are at wallace.com.au. Thank you for all of your calls and texts this week. I hope you have a very big, happy Mother's Day to all the mothers and the sisters and the daughters and the grandmothers out there, all the stepmums as well. Happy Mother's Day. I hope you all have a beautiful day, and I'll talk to you next week.
It's time to travel a little deeper with Outback Spirit and Phil Hoffman Travel. Fly free and save up to $1,000 per person on select all-inclusive small group tours